Yo, do you hear me over there?
No, hour ago. If that traffic, man, the traffic was stupid and everything, man. Traffic was bad. And if I was gonna make it live, literally an hour ago.
What we got on time? Oh, you sent me. Oh, this is the lineup. Oh, Jesus.
But we're not doing that for the English.
So
Yo.
we're gonna start with
How much time? How much time on the song? 2 minutes. Let me just. Hey, more again.
D. We're gonna start with the recap, right?
5 minute talk about the recap.
Bro, I know.
No.
Bro. Yeah, we made that executive decision really.
Where's Alexis at?
I think she was moving. You know, she worked with
Phones off or on vibrate, please, gentlemen. Yo,
And what's the next segment after the break?
schedule recap. Yes, Camille. You hello.
all right, all right. You can turn that mic off. Not mics, not mics. Good, kill the mics. Kill the mics. Kill the mics.
Welcome to the Kalfus and Nachman Accident Injury Attorneys Tailgate Sports Show, only on WNSB Hot 91.
Yo, we're back at it one more time. Listen, we're here. This is the Kalfus and Nachman Tailgate Sports Show. I'm here with the homie, with the whole crew. I got behind the board, running things, keeping it together. My main man, Shakur. What's happening, baby?
What's happening, man? I'm feeling good. How about you?
All right, all right. I have with me baby Allen Iverson. Sam, what's up, baby?
Good.
Oh, man, you sweating like you went to church today.
Hot
You knew
outside,
that
hot
you were
outside,
lying. Yeah,
hot
it is.
outside.
It is hot. It is hot. And over here, to my right, or to Tim's right, we got my homie, Tommy D. What's up,
good?
Tommy?
What's good? What's good?
What's happening?
And always staying busy. Nice to be here in the house. Get the show kicked off. Let's go.
I see you sporting the yellow. That's what's
Oh,
happening.
man, I feel part of the
Yep.
family, man. I appreciate the new gigs, making me officially part of the family, man.
That's
It feels
right.
good. Thank you
That's
so
right.
much.
Next to you is the 1995's #1 draft. Yo, I put on that jersey today.
Did you? Did it
Yeah,
fit?
it
How
fit.
I
It fit?
feel, man.
It fit.
Do you feel like you brought to get 30?
I feel like I can go out there and put
You
up.
feel like you get out and get 30 real
I'll
quick?
give him 17 and 10. Yeah,
17 and 10?
yeah. I ain't no star, but you know, or something.
You know what I'm saying? That's the goal of the jersey, man. Make people feel good about themselves.
Hey,
man.
I love it. I love it. So listen, let's just talk about the elephant in the room, man. Last week, was our opener. We played Towson, and it didn't turn out the way we wanted to.
Right.
But that's okay. We learned some things, and later in the show, Coach is going to talk to us about that. And so for a home opener, and we've talked about jitters.
Mhm.
Joe, when you were playing openers or big games, and
Right.
it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to turn out, you lost, you didn't play as well as you would like to have played. What'd you do to bounce back?
First of all, I mean, you obviously look over the things that you did wrong in that game. So I'm quite sure Coach Vic got the guys together and film, went over some things that he did offensively wrong, that he could get better at offensively and defensively to kind of build their confidence and get them ready for this week. But as a player, man, you just you use it as motivation. You know what I'm saying? You realize what you did wrong. You know that you're better than what you proved that week before. So you try to use it as motivation to go out there that following week and get that victory that you let go the week before.
Tommy, man, as an entrepreneur,
No doubt.
right? Leading a team, kind of keeping things together. You have moments in your career where you don't hit your greatest success. How do you cope with that?
Man, the first thing you got to do is really go back and just kind of recalibrate. That's the first thing I do. It
Mhm.
always starts with you. What
Mhm.
can you do different? What can you do different next time? Recognizing, those changes you need to make within you first before you even go out to even talk to your team, because you're the team leader, you're the coach, you're the CEO. It all starts and ends with you. No matter
Right.
what, people are going to point with you. So it always goes back to, what can I do better?
Okay.
Evaluate yourself. Once you do that self-evaluation, really, that checklist for evaluating the rest of the team, to me, kind of comes easy.
Okay, and I want to turn to you, Shakur.
Yes, sir.
The young whippersnapper. You are the age of these kids that are on. You could be out there playing. What would you? What advice would you give the players?
I would tell them not to try to show off too much,
Right.
Because Vic is there, so of course you want to impress him, right? And then, if you do good, a whole lot of lights are going to be on you.
Right.
So I would just say focus on doing your job, and then everything else will follow through.
Yeah, it sounds simple.
Right.
It sounds super simple, but yeah, it's that running that process mentally, it can be hard, especially when you get that adversity.
Well,
Absolutely.
so unfortunately that was a loss, but we have a long season ahead of us. We'll do a little bit more discussion. In fact, Morgan put together a nice package to kind of give us an update as to where we are with the schedule. So there's the schedule recap. Let's get into it now.
As you know, tonight we are battling the Trojans in a Battle of the States, Labor Day Classic Showdown. Next week, September 13th, we travel to Piscataway, New Jersey to take on Rutgers at the Shy Stadium. Kickoff is at 3:30 p.m. Then we're back home at Dick Price Stadium to battle Sacred Heart on September 20th at 4 p.m. And make sure you're outside with the family because it's family weekend. After that, on September 27th, the Spartans go back up north to play Wagner in Staten Island, New York at noon. And then we're heading into the legendary Battle of the Bay, hosted at Hampton University this year on October 4th at 4 p.m. On October 11th, we're going south to Spartanburg, South Carolina to battle Wolf Ford College at 1:30 p.m. Then the Spartans will have a bye week to rest up right before homecoming. And for homecoming on October 25th, the Spartans will host South Carolina State at 2 p.m. Make sure you are there. It's going to be epic. This is also the first game of MEAC conference play. Then 5 days later, on October 30th, we're on the road to take on Delaware State at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, of kickoff is at 7 p.m. After that, on November 8th, Norfolk State will travel to Durham, North Carolina to take on North Carolina Central at 2 p.m. Hey, isn't that Dee's birthday? Our final game will be against Morgan State at noon on November 15th, which will also be Senior and Military Appreciation Day. And our final game of the season will be away in DC to play Howard University, and that time will be determined soon. So be on the lookout for that.
So, there was one little graphic error up there. It said Towson again. I feel like we need some revenge.
We do. We need some get back.
When I saw it up there,
It's
that's
there for a
exactly what I
reason.
It's actually more.
We add them up there.
Right. We got a lot more show left, but we're going to go to a break. And when we come back, we'll be discussing Virginia State in today's game as well. So we'll be back right here with more of the Calvis and Ackman Tailgate Sports Show right here on Hot 91 WNSB. Okay. Well, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
We'll come back. All right. So, we did a little schedule recap. I want to thank Morgan for that. And now we want to talk a little bit about Virginia State,
Okay.
what they did. Now,
I will say
last week they put up 423 yards. Now, they are a CIAA team, is Division II, so the competition is different. That don't mean it's worse. It don't mean it's better. It means it's different. And but that's a lot of yards of offense, and we didn't have quite that much offense. Joe, I see you shaking your head. What are your thoughts?
I mean, for a college game, pro game, that's a lot of yards. No matter Division I, Division II, that's a lot of yards. That means your offense is constantly attacking, constantly on the attack. And defensively, what I saw last week, they only gave up 107 yards, with -3 rushing yards. Exactly. So, regardless of the competition, I mean, Nova State really has to come in and not overlook anybody. They got to come in ready to go from the jump.
Tim, what do you think?
Yeah, I would say with that, not only all the yards that they put up, but the points that they put up as well in the 35-7 win. They also did that at an away game, a road game, and they're also coming in to play a road game again against Norfolk State. So with that being said, not only do they play good, but they're used to playing good away.
Mm.
So that's definitely something to look out
Okay.
for.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, those are all good points. You know, Tommy, I feel like you know, that with Virginia State's road record so far and what they've done last week, that not only do we, as Tim said, we gotta be on the lookout for that, but we got to do it on both sides of the ball.
Right.
Like
That's
the
right.
offense, like sometimes you can be like, oh, well, my offense is enough. There was a time, for instance, when Peyton Manning was playing with the Colts,
Mhm.
where their defense was not that good, but Peyton Manning was going to put up 49 points.
Exactly.
You know, not only do we have to have phenomenal offense, we have to have phenomenal defense because they got a high power offense, and their defense is high power.
You
Definitely.
have to start learning playing complementary football.
Mm-hmm.
When you're playing a team like Virginia State, if you don't have complementary football, you're going to see you can see kind of the same turnout that you saw last week. If you don't have, you got to be able to run the football. You got to be able to run the football. You got to establish your run. Their front line and their front four, those guys are fast. They're going to get out. They're going to get after the quarterback today. After you got a week's worth of film, Norfolk State on film. You got a week's worth of what you can see, what they're good at, what they're not good at. So I expect Virginia State, especially that defense, to get after it this week. So Norfolk State really needs to come out and play complementary football. And what I mean by that is, you know, your offense needs to be able to move the ball, need to be able to run a ball, and your defense needs to be able to get 3 and outs.
Right.
You know, so if they're able to play some complementary football, it won't be. I don't think it may be as a lopsided game as everybody thinks.
You know, that brings us to this. You know, how did we get here, right? Norfolk State and Virginia State have this history together. This is literally the battle for this is the brawl for it all.
Big states.
That's right.
Who big state?
Who is
We
the
are
big
big
state?
state.
Big state.
Right.
Big state now.
Now, the history is this. You know, Norfolk State University was started in 1935. This is our 90th year. Shout out to
Wow.
our 90th campaign.
Birthday
You getting old.
coming up.
That's right. Founders Day is just literally about 12 days away from
Away.
today, which is going to be amazing. Patty LaBelle's going to be here. You know,
Love Patty
But-
LaBelle.
Awesome.
we started, you know, 35 years. I'm sorry, in 1935, 90 years ago, to service, you know, Black students, and there was a need for that, and we were at the time a part of Virginia Union University,
Gotcha.
and we moved on from there to become a part of Virginia State. We were the Norfolk division of Virginia State University, and that's where the whole little state, big state thing comes from,
Okay.
right? And in fact, we still have hanging in the rafters Bob Dandridge's jersey over in Eccles that is, in fact, blue and orange.
A Virginia State jersey.
A Virginia State jersey. Bob Dandridge, you know, shout out Hall
Bobby
of
D.
Fame.
Bobby D.
Yo, low key, we don't even give him the props that he
He
deserves.
deserves.
Exactly.
I say it all the time.
Based on time, right? There's a couple of people, and y'all know I talk about this all the time. I talk about Sweet Pea Whitaker all the time.
No question.
Because he's amazing. He was amazing. God rest the dead. But Bob Dandridge was one of those
Bobby D,
first.
that dude, man.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. And so we then later split off and became Norfolk State College and ultimately Norfolk State University.
Mhm.
Since those days, and we were both in the CIAA together, we had us, Virginia State, Virginia Union, and Hampton in the CIAA for a bunch of years.
Yes.
And that was great. And now we also had North Carolina A&T and some other schools, Elizabeth City State. That made for a wonderful, because the travel was amazing, right?
Yes.
You didn't, 90 minutes to Virginia Union or Virginia State, 20 minutes to Hampton, 45 minutes to ECSU.
Right. Yep.
That was a wonderful, opportunity, because, man, me and my roommate, we stayed on the road every week. But when I came to Norfolk State in 92, and we were still CIAA, we were like 9,600 students, and Virginia State has always been 5,000.
A little bit larger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are a truly big state. Now, this is the third year of a 3-year deal where we will play Virginia State here at Norfolk State.
Okay.
So this theoretically speaking could be the last year for this series
Oh wow.
for a while.
Right.
We sign these contracts and we do these things.
Right.
And they came here, and under Coach Odom's, they stole the first one.
Okay.
They got lucky.
Then Coach Odom's got some get back. and he's got the second
Got
one.
the
Second
second
one.
one. So
So
this is a tiebreaker.
this is our W today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our
The
time.
brawl for it all, baby.
Brawl for
We
it
gotta
all.
get it. So as a student,
Yeah.
Tim, what do you feel about the rivalry?
For one, I have friends that go to Virginia State, so they're actually
You want to talk a little bit louder, man?
they're actually outside, right now.
Are they
waiting.
safe?
I don't know.
Leave 'em outside.
They in our house. They're in our house, so they might not be. But we often talk about this all the time. It's always rivalries going back and forth. It's fun. Actually, the other day, we had a funeral. Student activities at NSU. They had a funeral for the
Yeah, there was some services, and you know what? I know this is a little bit out of order, but maybe we can, because we want to honor God. Listen, God rest the dead. We want to make sure that we honor the dearly departed. So let's see the services.
Yo, I gotta give it to y'all. I gotta give it to y'all.
Hey, listen, let's just have a moment of silence. In fact, let's go to a break and have respect for the bereaved. All right, we'll be back with more of the Calvis and Ackman Tailgate Show. Right here at Hot 91 WNSB.
And now back to the Kalfas and Nachman Accident Injury Attorneys Tailgate Sports Show. This is Hot 91.
Okay. Man, so let me just thank our sponsors, Calvis and Nachman Accident Injury Attorneys, and also Papa John's Pizza.
Yeah,
Man.
Always had a big good.
Yeah, Papa John, I'm hungry for some Papa John's right
That
now.
just made my stomach growl.
I was thinking it before.
But I'm gonna say this: go on out there to the game and get you some. We got lots of great vendors out there, and I smelled some fried fish a minute ago. I'm just letting y'all know.
Fried fish?
Yes, Lord.
That's right
Yes,
up my
Lord.
alley, too.
So we saw the funeral just a moment ago, and I just want to say my condolences.
Oh, yeah, rest in peace. Rest in peace.
But Dejon Coleman and Morgan Traylor went up to Virginia State and then came back here to Norfolk State to get the comments that the students have. And so let's take a look at that.
This is a big rivalry. Students from NSU and VSU had a lot to say about it. Tailgate TV went to VSU, and this is what they said.
I think Mike Vick got a challenge from State this year.
And for that game Saturday, I ain't gonna lie, I'm ready. I ain't gonna lie. I think BSU gonna give NSU belt.
We going 55-21, State all the way.
I'm going to the game Saturday, and we ready to spank y'all. We ready to drag y'all.
Repping the big state, not the little one.
I've already known. I know Big State's going to win this game.
I came back to NSU, and this is what they had to say.
On a scale like 1 to 10, it's like breaking my scale, like at least like 100.
I've heard about it beforehand, how they call themselves Big State, but we're the real Big State. I think we're gonna win.
So it's really an 804 versus 757 thing. It's not really a Big State versus little. They came first, but they're old. We came second, and now we're big. So that's why we're a Big State.
I just know they little state. They claim, we was founded before y'all, this, that. I ain't worried about that.
Battle of the state, man. You already know Norfolk State gonna take that.
We'll find out the final verdict after the game. Back to you guys in the studio.
Okay.
I don't
So,
believe that.
yo,
I don't believe that.
Virginia State kids is talking like real
Last
loud.
believe that makes the game a little more spicy right there. Adds a little more spice to the game when you get the students involved like that.
Red flagrant, yo. And look, they here on our campus now. So
And that's what I'm saying. They got to come on, walk across this campus
Right.
after they done said all that stuff.
How they gonna
Come
talk
on,
on
man.
our campus?
Yeah.
This is our campus.
well,
We're
no,
a big
we went
state.
up there to go get that comment, but now they're here.
Now they
Right.
can't.
Right. So, when I was younger in high school, and we used to go to play basketball at a school in Jersey, and they would be like, "Yo, y'all might win, but you ain't gonna leave the gym."
Lead it.
We were like, what?
I see why they parked the buses right there.
Right. And then we used to go to this other school when we played football, and coach would be like, "Yo, no matter what, just keep your helmets on the way to the bus."
On the way to the bus.
Yeah, that was the rule.
It was that bad?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So, but I think that Coach Vic has something to say about all of this. And, Coach Vic gave us his coach's quote. And let's get into that and see what Coach Vic has to say this week. Straight off the sidelines and right out of the playbook, Coach Mike Vick brings it to you straight. Brought to you by Calthus and Ackman, accident injury attorneys, 888-HURT-LINE.
Yeah, well, I think you just got to practice those plays. You have to, look at why you made the mistake, learn from it, and for those guys, it's going to be a big lesson. And so, get into another third and long. We'll see how they react. But, obviously knowing that those two big plays probably was a momentum shift in the game. I won't say the deciding factor because there was a lot of variables and things that could have happened. Offense, the objective is to control the time of possession and score points. But you got to be physical. You got to be physical in the run game. You got to play with pad level first and foremost. And so, defensively, it was about stopping the run and then forcing a young quarterback into passing situations. So we got him in passing situations. It just hit the two on us, the two big ones. So on our offensive line, we got some guys that may be out, but I'm challenging Guam Price. One of our leaders, Tyler Lineberger, might be out. Challenging Guam to step up to the challenge and come ready to play. So I think most important now is just about turning the page, learning from it, and trying to get better, for this week.
Straight off the sidelines and right out of the playbook, Coach Mike Vick brings it to you straight. Brought to you by Calthus and Ackman, accident injury attorneys, 888-HURT-LINE. Coach really had a lot of sage advice. And what I liked about how Coach was carrying it is, he's not huffy, he's not upset, he's not panicky. He was real cool. Joe, when your coach came to you and was like, "Hey, listen, we got hit in the mouth.
Right.
It's time to get ready to go back out there." Or did you need a coach that was fiery, or what worked best for you?
A little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of both. I'm quite sure he's cool right there in that interview, but I'm quite sure in the locker room he gets after those players, at times. But a little bit of both works effectively. If you're too cool all the time, then obviously you're going to kind of your team is going to be too cool. You know, when they take the field or when they take the court, they're going to feed off your personality and just go out there and play cool. So you got to have that fiery aspect as a coach in order to get those guys motivated, get those guys going. So when they step on the field, like you said, they got to be aggressive. They got to hit hard. They got to, play fast. So in order to get those things out of them, you can't be a cool type coach all the time.
Not all the time. Not all the time. Shakur, man, what do you think? Do you like the smooth, like, hey, let's take it, or do you want some anger and aggression?
Well, I really feel like it was his first game,
right?
So everyone thinks it's Michael Vick, first game, I'm going to blow people out, but they don't understand. He was like an amazing player, but he didn't start off as an amazing player. The first time you pick up a football, you're not who you are now. Joe, the first time you pick up a basketball, you're not who you are
Not
now.
at all.
So it always starts somewhere. So his first time being a coach is not going to be where he's going to be later.
Right.
So, Spartan Nation's behind him, and we're going to see what he does.
No doubt.
Tim, firiness, or do you, because you always kind of like real low key. I never see you get out of pocket. Is that your personality?
Firiness isn't exactly my personality. I think that, like he was saying, in the locker room, Mike Vick probably is a lot more fiery.
Right.
I probably would like to see more of that fieriness in game and kind of, in some interviews, kind of off balance it out a little bit. But I feel like could be a maybe stronger, more fiery approach.
Okay, like for me, real quick, I think it was some fieriness in that interview. When you call out a player like that and tell him to step up, that's without being, overexerting yourself. That's fieriness as a coach. When you call out a player, a lot of coaches don't like to call out players that they know have the ability to step up when somebody else is out. So I think that shows some fieriness right there.
Okay.
That's true.
All right. I think that's his own particular brand. And, right now, I appreciate the calm demeanor. Shakur, I think we're on our way out to a break. We'll be back with some more.
We'll be back with the lineup.
That's right. We've got the lineup coming up. All right. And we'll be back more with some more Kalfas and Ackman Tailgate Sports Show.
And now back to the Kalfas and Nachman Accident Injury Attorneys Tailgate Sports Show. This is Hot 91.
Okay. So we have to get into a little bit of a conversation with the offensive lineman, the other D-Mac. My D-Mac is over here. She's the homie. She keeps me in line. But we got Darrell McClendon. Darrell McMillan, who's the offensive lineman. Here's what he had to say.
This game, I'm going to focus on my technique and staying dialed in and paying attention to the little details throughout the game. Playing Virginia State is always fun, in-state rivalry. And, I got some guys that was here with me. My roommate actually goes to Virginia State, so it's a rivalry and bragging rights, so it's always fun. It's an amazing feeling. Like, sometimes it's still, like, hard to believe. Like, it's like a wow. Like, Coach Vic is my coach, It's an amazing opportunity.
So, my man, Darrell McMillan, I had him in class. I had to jump on him, though, a couple of times, man. And he's a big dude.
Like, you sure you jumped on him?
Jumped on him.
I had to tighten him up.
How high were you jumping him?
Seriously. Got some hops.
Right? I actually had to get away from him, to be honest. He's a big boy, man. But and he's on this game, so I'm excited to see what he can do for us this weekend. And but just in essentially, we got the lineup, and we want to talk a little bit about the lineup here. Let's start on the offense. So we saw last week Israel Carter started at quarterback.
Right.
Otto Kuhns came in. Otto was moving the ball.
He did.
Israel struggled a little bit.
Yeah.
Israel struggled a little bit, and I think there's a maturity issue right now. So I think Israel will get where he's trying to go. But Otto certainly is a little bit better poised.
He looked a lot more comfortable back there, but in the pocket, without trying to use his legs too quick to get out of the pocket. He looked like he was able to try to find his receivers downfield a lot better, able to put the ball in spots where the receivers can make plays, and just gave them opportunity to make plays on the ball. And I don't think they was getting that early in the game.
Okay. So starting on the right side of the line, we got Marion Johnson, then Darrell McMillan, as we just saw. At center, we got VJ Bird, and we got Ola at left guard, left tackle. We got Daniel A. And now, one of the most important things, the quarterback has to have somebody to throw the ball to. Right. So Deshaun Kendrick and Cameron Thomas are our wide receivers, the tailback, Kevin King and Akeem Wright and Ryan Nolan. And we're expecting a lot more out of the backfield. We didn't have a very robust offensive attack last week, but I think we should fare much better. People don't know this, but Towson coming into the game was an 11-point favorite. So they were our 11-point favorite. They did a little bit better than that, and we understand. But it's not like we went out there against subpar competition last week.
Sure, yeah.
Right.
No, after the first quarter and a half, the game was pretty much even.
Yeah.
Right.
They came out in the first quarter and scored 10 points early. Norfolk State barely had the ball in the first quarter because they held on to the ball a lot in that first quarter. But, after that first quarter and a half, the game was pretty much played pretty even.
Yeah. On defense, we got in the defensive backfield, we got Makai Frisbee and Nasir Bashir. They're at corner. And then we have Khalif Jemison and Tormund LePrade. Also Kendrick Nowling, and then strong safety, Ty Jones and or Corey Chapman coming off, backing each other up. And then we have Antoine Davis also playing at the wheel. Free safety, we got Stephen Hall, Ricardo Underwood, and our DNs, David and I get this wrong, Ojebwe. David Ojebwe. And he had a good game last week. In fact, he was He was. A couple of tackles for loss.
Yep.
So that's great. And also Keyshawn Lynch at the nose tackle, Major Dillard, and then Khalib Gilmore. So we got the talent. It's just, they just got to step up today, play up to their ability, and get it done. And I think we have all the opportunity to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it should be a good one. It should be a great game. Defense has their work cut out for them today. But again, it all starts in the trenches on both offense and defense. Offensive line, put in that work. Let's run the ball. Defensive line, get after the quarterback.
Okay, so let's we're going to wrap this show, and in a moment we're going to go to Ross's team. I think Weebe and Ahmad Garnett are going to be calling the game, and that's going to get kicked off in just a moment. But right before we go, let's just find out a little bit more excitement from our campus. Morgan was out on campus and had a few more students to talk to. And thank you all for joining us here for the Calvus and Ackman Tailgate Sports Program right here on WNSB Hot 91. And Morgan, take us out.
Well, I think we're seeing the effects of what Michael Vick being here. And I think that it's a blessing, right? He could choose to go anywhere to be a coach, but he chose home.
Michael Vick being here, first of all, I've had people come to me that have never reached out to me about being a professor at Norfolk State ever. And they're excited about Michael Vick. So the publicity, the attention, the hopes like in the team, it has really skyrocketed. So I'm excited about that.
So we're gonna get dubs in the chat. Dubs in the chat.
All right. Dubs in the chat.
Yeah.
Dubs in the chat. I had to learn what that was. I had to learn what that was. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, Calvus and Ackman and Papa John's, Better Pizza, Better Ingredients. I want to thank my co-hosts, the gang of five in here, my man Shakur Temzel, and I want to also thank Joe and also Tommy. And appreciate
you guys.
Let me lay it out one time for the staff, the folks that put it all together. I want to thank our producer, DeAndre McClendon. I want to thank Dejan Coleman, Morgan Trailer, and also Mackenzie. Mackenzie is young and she's come on and she's phenomenal. So we're gonna go out to a break and then we're gonna be we'll be joining coverage soon in just a moment. Stay tuned for the game. Virginia State here against Norfolk State, the battle of the states.
Yeah.
Right here, Hot 91, WNSB.